The reason why I don't like it is because he is sending a message out to those girls who are going to get that like and be like, oh, he's interested.
Let me ask you a question. I've had a look at your Instagram profile.
Okay.
How many photos do you have on there?
God, I don't know, like 400 or something?
How many of them have you posted with your boyfriend?
How do you know he's really masculine? He scares the fuck out of you. How do you know he's not going to hurt you? He has a system of values that he upholds, and you see his behavior.
A man that is able to hurt you deeply, but still chooses not to. And that is what makes him inherently, like, powerful.
And that's also what makes him respectable. So the man that can hurt you and chooses to protect you is the man that is truly capable to defend you from the other men, because he is that capable.
And this even goes back to morality, is if you're able to do something but you choose not to, is what actually makes you moral, as opposed to if you are unable to do something and that is why you don't do it, then does that really make you moral? You're just weak. Exactly.
And this is exactly why the whole bad boy thing is appealing to women, especially young women. On the other hand, the nice guy, the guy who's too afraid to let a girl know he's interested in her, isn't attractive to women because he doesn't seem like the type of guy who's capable of protecting her. It's often the case that nice guys find themselves forever trapped in the friend zone, watching the girls they love entertain men who are willing to risk rejection. If a woman could have a guy who's dangerous to the world, but would never harm a hair on her head, that would be ideal.
They are predicting that 40% of women will be single by the year 2030. And don't come for me because these are scientific studies. As in single, never been married, and never had kids. And honestly, I am not even surprised by this study at all. We have normalized hookup culture, and most people are on dating apps just for an ego boost and not to find actual love. Let's not forget how social media has truly made a negative impact in the dating world. So what are your guys' thoughts and opinions on this? Do you think this is actually going to happen? Do you think it's true? And yeah, what are your thoughts?
I think this whole thing is crazy, and boy will some people have a rude awakening when they suddenly realize that they do actually want a family. When a woman hits 40, she only has about 3% of her eggs left, which roughly amounts to around 10,000. And at this age, the chance of getting pregnant naturally during a cycle is about 5%. So yeah, it's not impossible, but she'll really be pushing her luck at that point. And while IVF's an option, it's not a walk in the park. Social media is an absolute cancer to relationships and has made it so much easier for people to cheat on their partners. And more often than not, it always starts with a seemingly harmless, "Hey, how you been? I haven't seen you in ages." I can fully see why some people are against their partners having or doing things on social media, especially when dealing with platforms like Instagram.
Number one reason why majority of men lose the women that they are dating is due to the fact that they talk too much.
What you are about to see is nothing short of remarkable. I don't want to give away too much before he says it, but let's watch it together and talk about it.
Here's what I mean. What will happen if you talk too much is you start to reveal too much about yourself. The more the woman knows about you, oftentimes you lose any sort of psychological perceived value in her brain that created mystery.
So let me get this straight. If she gets to know you too well, then she'll stop being attracted to you because the perceived value she has of you goes away. Typically, in a relationship, the perceived value turns into actual value as she gets to know you.
Yeah, it does, but I don't think that's what the guy was talking about, and women liking mysterious guys is definitely a thing, especially when things are just starting off. Obviously, if you get serious with someone, the mystery element will fade away, and you may even get to the point in which you're farting in front of each other. I agree with the first guy 100%. When you're in the early stages of dating someone or just hooking up, you never want to do too much too fast because it can be off-putting for women.
What would you suggest to do instead?
What you want to do is you want to sit back and you want to ask yourself, okay, if I genuinely like this girl and I had to make myself like a novel or a storybook or a movie that she has to uncover page by page over the next 10 years so that way the movie never ends, how slow would I actually go?
First off, that doesn't follow any literary norms. It sounds like a terrible book. Your advice shouldn't be to be a terrible book. Jokes aside, your advice should not be to create this fake version of yourself, this masked illusion of a man that you think she might want to be that you can slowly reveal over the years. Your relationship, a long-term relationship, isn't a single book. It's a series of books.
To be honest, I think they're both right. But when it comes to a woman finding out more about you, it should happen naturally. It's not something you want to attach to any sort of timeline. I mean, who the hell has time for that? I get what the guy with the hat was getting at, but whenever I hear stuff like that, I never interpret them as something that should be taken literally.
Let's talk about red flags.
Ooh, this is gonna be a fun one.
Yeah. You give 2 like major red flags that men need to look out for in women, and I'll give 2 for the ladies to look out for in men.
All right, let's get it.
You go first.
Red flag number 1 in women, I would say, is look out for the promiscuous woman.
The Bible preaches about that so much.
And what I mean by that is obviously, yeah, you see them out in the streets walking around and however they're dressed, but I'm talking about mainly on social media.
Right.
And I think it's more so the excessive posting on social media of the selfies, of the bikini pictures, constantly just seeking that validation and attention from men, seeking those likes, seeking those, story replies with the fire emojis.
Ooh, not the fire emojis.
Everybody loves a good fire
Everybody's
emoji.
guilty of the fire emoji.
A lot of people think that posting photos like this on social media while you're in a relationship is harmless. But I really don't think so, especially when they're being shared for the whole world to see, not like on a private account for family and friends. I say this because social media already makes it so that everyone's on your doorstep, and posting provocative pictures only invites them into your life even more. And if the woman you're dating is replying to these messages, how long will it be before a conversation goes a little further than intended? I'm not saying that if your partner's sharing revealing images on social media, she's going to immediately or even eventually start banging some other dude, but the likelihood of that happening goes up. And depending on where you live and the type of guys hitting her up, it could further increase the odds.
We've all done it. We've all loved when we received it.
Exactly.
And I think, I can speak from personal experience in posting these in my past when I was single, that validation's cool and all, but you're attracting not God-fearing men. You're attracting men who just want to hit it and quit it.
She's not wrong. Whenever a guy sees a woman showing everything off on social media and just doing the most, he's never thinking, oh, I bet she'd make a great wife or mother. He's thinking of all the ways he could make her scream to the edges of the universe. Nothing more, nothing less. So yeah, while getting those likes and comments may give you a good feeling, ladies have got to remember that most of these guys couldn't give a less of a damn about you.
And
Facts.
they're not going to take you seriously because you're not taking yourself seriously.
Exactly. And they keep wondering why their heart keeps getting broken.
Right. And, at the end of the day, it's like you have to change the way you carry yourself in order to change what you're attracting. And if I didn't change that, I probably wouldn't be sitting here dating you right now.
I swear to God, I read into things too much sometimes. But the way she said that and the look on her face makes it seem like she's not as happy as she'd want us to believe. But I could just be seeing things.
That's a fact. So my turn. I would say one of my first major red flag in men that women need to look out for is, and it goes back to social media, who he follows. If he is following excessive amount of females, supermodels, he's the guy that's always liking every girl.
Major red flag.
He's the guy who's always in those comments. You look beautiful. You look this. You look that. That's the guy who is always going to have one.
I would even argue that a guy like that wouldn't even be dating in the first place, because that sort of behavior reeks of desperation.
He has a misperception of reality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And those are the guys you really need to look out for, because those are the guys that are likely going to cheat. Those are the guys who are likely going to be watching porn all the time because they're obsessing with the physical standpoint of women. And, that's honestly, when you met me, I didn't follow any girls.
Literally none besides family.
Yeah, my sister and some of my sister-in-laws and then you. And to this day, that's how it is.
But it's so attractive because what is the point of following all those females? And half of them you probably don't even know,
Exactly.
you've never even met, and you're never going to meet.
Exactly.
So it's just for what purpose?
It's for some type of fantasy.
I agree. Guys who are commenting like crazy on girls' pictures like that are seldomly the ones hooking up with them. A lot of the times, the guy who that woman is sleeping with will never be all up in her comments like that. He doesn't need to be.
The reason why I don't like it is because he is sending a message out to those girls who are going to get that like and be like, oh, he's interested.
Let me ask you a question. I've had a look at your Instagram profile.
Okay.
How many photos do you have on there?
God, I don't know, like 400 or something?
How many of them have you posted with your boyfriend?
Yeah, but that's my personal choice.
Hold on, answer the question. How many have you posted with your boyfriend?
Nothing.
None. You don't have a single photo on your Instagram of you and a man. So when you post beauty on there, it looks like you are advertising to other men that you are available. That's exactly what you just said about a guy liking a girl's photo.
Okay, but what about if he's not posting me?
Is he private or?
Very private, low-key. He literally has 20 followers or something.
How many followers do you have? 12.5k, something like
I think
that?
so, yeah.
It's not even in the same world. Let me ask you this. The photos you post online, if you post with a boyfriend, do you think they get the same amount of likes?
No.
You know why you're doing it.
It's been proven many times that once a girl shows off her man publicly, the engagement she gets from the guys who want to kiss her feet falls off. Because now, their fantasy of one day being able to get with this girl feels like it's out of their reach. Which, let's be honest, it was anyway. As for the posting of sexy pictures on social media, we just went over what kind of attention that brings, and we already know it's not going to be anything that encourages longevity in your relationship.
Why get a divorce after 25 years of marriage? The short answer is because it is not too late to be happy. And I finally got to a point at the beginning of the year where I decided that it wasn't too late to be happy. I still have, hopefully, many more years left, and I would like to be happy for those years.
1 week later.
I'm just not strong enough to fight this one by myself. I don't know what to do.
The show goes on!
Whoever cut those clips together is an absolute savage. Now, in all fairness, I don't even know if those two clips are actually related, as she could be upset about something completely different. Getting a divorce after so many years and then regretting it later on isn't rare. People think that the world of dating is all sunshine and rainbows, and that they can leave their relationship to find something better at the drop of a hat. But that's just not how it is. Of course, if your partner cheats on you or is abusive in any way, leaving is most likely the best thing for you. But if you're breaking up with your partner just because you want something new or are bored, don't think the world is going to welcome you with a red carpet. Oftentimes, what women will find is that the guys they meet just want to hook up, then send them packing, because they have no interest in anything long term. This isn't to say that they can't or won't find someone new to build a life with, but even if they do, that relationship will eventually have its own set of problems. So why not work on what you have now before throwing it all away?
Here are 9 reasons why dating single moms is a far superior experience than dating your typical bushy, ponytailed girl shots at the bar every weekend. Number 1, moms, when they go on dates, it's always yes. They're kid-free for once. Let's go enjoy the day fully. Let's go for drinks and then dinner. Let's go to the casino. Let's drive to Montreal for it's always yes, 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 yes. They don't get many nights out. When they do, they live it to the fullest.
Right off the bat, you can tell this guy's not serious. But I chose to include this video because the comments section was cheering him on like crazy. Anyone who's ever dated a single mom or knows someone who has could tell you that just because she may not have the kids that weekend, she can't just ride off into the sunset with you at a moment's notice.
Number 2, a mom is nurturing. No, the reason we all love our moms and they're so nurturing and it comes out in the relationship. You know, they're nurturing, they care for you, they have that warm mom vibe. Can't beat it.
So, what is he saying? Child-free women can't be nurturing. This is a quality you can easily identify in a woman you're seriously interested in dating. And after spending some time with her, you'll be able to see how she is by how she treats you and whoever else she interacts with.
Number 3, they put up with so much bullshit from their kids that whatever little fuckboy bullshit you decide to throw at them hardly even phases them. All they do is put up with screaming and no, no, no. And your little, whatever your issues are, they won't hit as hard as a single girl who, all she does is put up with these guys' bullshits.
To me, that just sounds like I'd be the one getting the brunt of her frustrations when the kids aren't around, which doesn't sound like a particularly good time, especially when you're in the early stages of dating.
Number 4, moms are so organized. They plan like kids' lives. All they do is they plan these little gremlins' lives so selfishly. So you better believe whatever date you're going on, it's planned to the max. Little notes. Hey, don't forget to bring the gloves. They bring a little chocolate, or it could be, leaving notes everywhere. Or, oh, don't forget, we need to do this. Blah, 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 blah. Everything is just amazing organization skills.
I've never really dated a single mom like that. But whenever I've been on dates, it was me who had to plan and pay for everything. And I don't think that'd change just because I was dating a woman with kids.
Wow, so number 5, I love moms. They're like two-faced actors, You could be like sitting on the couch with them, enjoying a movie, having a great time, and the kid comes down, She'll turn around. I told you, if you come down one more time. Anyways, baby, so no. That two-faced little, I love that. They're like, that's momming.
That doesn't sound like a good time to me at all. The last thing I'd want when I'm trying to get me some is her having an outburst and the kid running back to their room in tears. And let's say we've been dating for a while and the kid misbehaves. Do I get to yell at them too? Or do we have to have a full-blown discussion about what I can and can't say? And will the child's father be able to throw in his 2 cents too?
Number 6, a little bit of a selfish reason, cooking, cleaning, laundry. Not that you asked to do it, but as soon as I dating moms, I started seeing how much laundry you guys actually do. I called my mom and I thanked her for doing laundry my whole life. If there's couch cushions askew, if there's a blanket on the couch, it's getting folded. If there's socks on the ground, they're getting picked up. Again, I don't expect this. It's just instilled in your day-to-day.
I don't even know what to say about that, but it kind of reminded me of those guys you meet in college or university who don't know how to handle their shit. Being able to do laundry shouldn't be impressive to anyone.
Number 7, you know where mom is on a Friday night. She's not out doing shots at the bar and going on benders for days. You know with her where her priorities are. It's always the kids first, and that is great.
Now this one depends entirely on the type of single mom you're dating. Just because a woman has children, it doesn't mean that she always puts their needs first. And if she's the kind of single mom who has kids for a bunch of different guys, you have no idea as to what she could be doing on a Friday night.
And number 8, they appreciate you as a boyfriend, the quality time you spend with them, because again, there's so much going on in their lives that they appreciate a man that doesn't mind that they have kids. They always see this as a disadvantage. I have kids, who's going to want to date me? Love it, it's the best thing.
It is a disadvantage though, because having children means that they don't have as much free time as they would have if they didn't have kids. And for the guy she's dating, he'll never be her priority or have her full attention, and rightly so, because the children should come first.
I do. And number 9, they're so used to putting up with vomit and bullshit and actual shit everywhere that they're probably going to do that thing you like in bed. Drop me a like and follow me for more dating advice. I love you, moms.
In reality though, depending on how old the kids are, she probably won't have the energy to do much of anything in bed. And unless the kids are with their dad for the weekend, you'll probably have to tame down whatever it is you planned on doing. In all fairness though, there are plenty of guys who date single moms and go on to have amazing relationships. But let's not act like doing so doesn't come with drawbacks, many of which depend on the type of woman you're dating in the first place, as there's a massive difference in the mentality between a woman who had kids with a man she tried to build a life with, and a woman who's popping out kids for just about anybody. Anyway, what do you guys think about this? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments.